My name is Matthew Bourne, and my presentation is on the religious significance and themes of Posson and Jone. Throughout the story, religion is presented as a clash between two main things: Christian beliefs and heathenism. The first way this clash is presented is in the two main characters. They're complete opposites, and they're foils of each other. On one side, even though Jules had a Christian upbringing, he's grown to resent his old teachers. He even calls them capuchins or monkeys. And one ironic thing that also shows a clash between the two is that his surname, Saint Ange, means holy angel, which doesn't represent his personality at all. So another part that's important in the clash between religions is the setting of the story. The setting of the story is 1815 of New Orleans, and on a side note, there was a little confusion before, because in the story it says that it took place some 70 years ago, which this would place it around 1809, but 3 years after Cable's death, Cable's daughter Lucy Cable, she published a story called George W. Cable, His Life and Letters, in which there is a letter from George Cable to Scribner's, his publisher, in which he says that it takes place during 1815. So the main reason that this setting represents the clash is that in 1815, New Orleans was a very irreligious society. It was definitely a place where a person like Parson Jones wouldn't be welcomed. So throughout the story, both characters, Jules and Parson Jones, go through a religious transformation. Even though they're both different, they go through a very similar transformation, and they both become better Christians because of each other. So at the beginning, even though Parson Jones seems like a perfect parson, throughout the story you begin learning that he's very naive and self-righteous. When he's talking with Jules in the first stage, when they meet each other, when they talk, Parson Jones appears to know everything about religion. When he says that one thing is providence, it's providence from God. But when Jules says it, Parson Jones doesn't agree with him. So the second stage of the transformation between these two characters is when Jules tricks Parson Jones to go to the gambling den. At this point of the story, it is apparent that Parson Jones knows gambling, and he's done it in the past. So he's not the perfect parson that he tries to be. The third stage of transformation is at the tiger and bullfight. When this happens, this is the first evidence of Jules transforming. At this point, Parson Jones is running around picking up the tiger, and instead of being worried, instead of trying to still take his money, Jules is having fun, clapping, laughing, while his friend Joe is just angry. He's still trying to get the money, and he's just not having a good time. Stage 4 is where it really becomes apparent that both characters have gone through a transformation. At this point, Parson Jones is in jail, and Jules has revealed that he has gone to the judge and gotten a pass for Parson Jones to get out of jail. This shows that he's no longer selfish, and he cares for others. And also in this scene, the two characters go through a role reversal, where Jules prays over Parson Jones and shows that they're both now really good Christians. And one other thing that happens is that Parson Jones refuses the pass to get out of jail at first because he wants to take responsibilities for his actions. And the fifth and final stage of the religious transformation of the characters is at the end of the story when Parson Jones is leaving and Jules offers him his money. Jules has gone from trying to steal money from Parson Jones to trying to give it to him. And that's obviously a clear sign that he's gone through a very significant transformation. Now, throughout the story, critics have called Colossus the guardian angel because in the story he stole Parson Jones's money, and if that had never happened, then Jules probably would have scammed him, gone off on his way, and then never gone through the transformation. I'm not going to talk too much about Colossus because that's Brian's main point, but it's a very important part of the transformation throughout the story. And that's it.